Hello everyone, grab your MyView Literacy Book 1.4 and open it to page 124 and 125. Let's step back a page to page 123, 1, 2, 3, and remember what a historical fiction is. So the historical fiction will have a setting, a real time period, and place in the past. So it's going to be a real time that happened in the past. That's why it's historical, because it's from history. It will have made-up characters, just like any other fiction, and it will have details with facts from history. So the details that are going to happen are going to be, some of them are going to be true facts. Before the Railroad Came is a historical fiction. Take a look at this picture. I see the train, I see the horses. My name is Samuel. I'm 7 years old and I live on a ranch in Texas. Working on a ranch is hard work, but it used to be much harder. Before the railroad came, Dad had to take long trips to get our cattle to the market. Sometimes it was weeks before he returned home. Underline the details that help you figure out the topic and the theme or big idea. Well, I can see in the picture we have a ranch. It's talking about the railroad here. It's talking about working on a ranch and how hard it was. So it looks like our topic's going to be about how the railroad helped with the hard work of working on a ranch. Did you know that they used to have to drive the cattle to market? So they had cowboys that would follow the cattle and show them where to go. Before the railroad came, my older brothers got to go with Dad on these trips. Dad promised me that he would take me with him when I got old enough. But then the railroad came. Now Dad and my brothers load our cattle into railroad cars. The train takes the cattle all the way to the market. How do you think he feels about that? You think it makes him sad? Do you think it makes him happy? Do you think he wanted to go with them to drive the cattle? I know you wanted to go on the cattle drive, Dad said, but the railroad is good for us. It makes our lives a lot easier. By the way, Dad said, I have a surprise that may make you change your mind about the railroad. What kind of surprise? I asked. Highlight how the railroad changed the way people lived. It makes our lives much easier. What do you think the surprise is that's going to happen? He looks really happy about it. The dad looks happy about it too. We're all going to take the train to Dallas, Dad said. We'll visit Grandma and Grandpa there. I had never been to Dallas before. Before the railroad came, I could never imagine visiting Dallas, but we're on our way there right now. I can hardly wait to get there. Look, there he is in the train. Looks like in Dallas they still have horses pulling buggies. Highlight how the railroad changed Samuel's life. So, how did this railroad being added change Samuel's life? Look at that. But we're on our way there right now. So Dallas is really far away, but he gets to go there because of the train. On this page, use the words drive, ranch, cattle, and railroad to fill in the blanks. Samuel lives on a ranch in Texas. He wants to go on a cattle blank with his dad. The blank changes his plans. Now they load the blank on the railroad cars. Let's use our text evidence to figure out what the word cattle might mean. Let's find that word in our story. Here we go. Cattle. What does this word cattle mean? Let's reread the sentence it's in. Before the railroad came, Dad had to take long trips to get our cattle to the market. And over here we see that Samuel lives on a ranch. So we have a ranch. Dad has to take them to market. In the picture, I can see we have some cowboys, we have some cows, chickens, the mom, probably a little sister. Here's Samuel. So what is Dad taking to market? The cows. So cattle is cows. So when you do this page and you see the word cattle, remember that that means the cows. How can you tell this text is historical fiction? Remember what a historical fiction had to have? Setting that happened in the past and details with facts from history. It happened in the past. Oh, I should write it is fiction. Set in the past. Because it didn't really happen. This is not a true story. Set in the past. But the setting was the past. Why does the author repeat the phrase before the railroad came? Why do you think that's important? Why does he keep saying before the railroad came? Right, he wants us to know what life was like before the railroad came. And he wants us to compare before and after. I'm going to write, he wants us to compare before and after. Why does Samuel like trains by the end? Use text evidence. Let's go back to the end. Why do you think Samuel likes trains? Before the railroad came, I never imagined visiting Dallas. But we're on our way there right now. I can hardly wait to get there. So Samuel likes the train because he gets to travel. He gets to travel. Thanks for reading with me. See you next time.